Update forms have arrived to Monday.com, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you what they are, how to set them up, and pretty much everything you need to know. By the way, if you'd like us to help you set up Monday.com for your business, check out the link in the description below. Anyway, as you can see here, I'm inside of my example Monday.com system. Now, for the longest time, Monday.com has had forms available, and you could submit forms into your board, and then a new record would be created. But there's never ever really been a way to update that submission externally. So when someone submits a form, there's never been a way for the person that submitted it to then go ahead and update their submission unless they had access to the system and specifically your board. But if you were collecting data from people that are outside of your organization, there was no way of getting them to update it without using a third-party application inside of Monday.com called Superforms, which would allow forms to be updated. However, that is now possible. When someone submits a form inside of Monday.com via a form that you create, there is an option for them to be able to update the information that they've submitted at any date. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through how to set that up in this video today. So example board, I'm going to go ahead and create a new form. So plus button in the top left-hand corner and create a new form. As you can see here, this is a form. There's nothing exciting about this. I've done many different videos on how to set up forms inside of Monday.com. The one thing we are looking for, however, is if we go to, it's not design, however, if we go to settings, we will have a couple of options here. So we have two things. We have response viewing and we have response editing. Now, if I just head back to my main table, you'll notice we only have 2 data points. But when I go back to my settings and I check this status, so turn response viewing on as an option, what happens is it automatically creates a new column called submission link. Okay. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and press preview and I'm going to submit a new form. So name, Nick Boardman. Again, this is the world's most basic form, the status, and then let's just select a random date. 31st of October, and then go ahead and press submit. Now, when you hit submit, you're presented with the thank you page as per usual, but also this link here to view your submission, click here, or you can copy the submission link. So I can then click this and Monday.com takes me to this place here. I don't really know what you would call this, and it shows me the data points that I've just submitted. So it shows me I've submitted my name, the status that I've selected, and the date, 31st of October 2025. I then have this 3-dotted button down here. I can export to a PDF and I can copy the share link as well. So now every time a new submission is created, and I'll just head back to my example board, if I go to the main table, this submission's come in and there is a unique form link for every single submission, as you can see. So you select that option, Monday.com automatically creates this new column here, and now it creates a unique link per every submission. So every single submission has a unique link. The nice thing about this is, obviously, once they're presented with that page, they can go ahead and see what they've submitted. But also we can go ahead and, let's say, automate, and we could go to manage and we could create an automation, and we could say when an item is created, send email or Gmail. And then we could say, hey, by the way, thanks, exclamation mark, we have received, oh, I knew I was going to spell that wrong, your submission. To view your submission, please go here. And then what we can do is we can enter in the submission link, and then they can go ahead and access the data points. So I spelled EIVD. There we go. And they can go ahead and access the link based on the submission. Now, obviously, to someone, because we've not captured their email, that wouldn't be possible. We could go ahead and add that as a new column here, and then capture their email address in the form when they're submitting it, then send them the form so they can see the submissions in the future. So I can then go ahead and create that automation. So let's just go back to our form now, and then we could go to edit design and just make sure that the email address is on here, and then we can make it required as well. So in order to submit that form, they must complete the email address. The email address then allows us to automatically send them their unique submission link, so they can then go ahead and view the data points that they've submitted at any point. However, this is where it gets slightly more exciting, right? If we then go to our settings again, you'll notice we can change response editing as well. So responses can be changed after being submitted, which means we have the update form. Now I'll come on to some cons in a moment, but let me walk you through the setup first anyway. So all we really need to do is just tick this option here. So response editing, okay? And then if we go to preview our form again, and let's just go run through this. So Nick Boardman and then nick@crmcrew.com, the status option being AA and then the date being, let's say, the 22nd, and hit submit. It's then going to give me exactly the same page. It says to view or edit your submission this time, however. So you then go ahead and press click here. This will take you to your submission, all of the data points that you've just added. The nice thing about this, however, is you then have this blue button, which you didn't previously when it was just to view, and we can edit the data points that we selected. So if I want to change the date, and before I press submit, let's go to our main table here, and you'll notice that this says the 22nd of October, which is our new submission that we've just created. And then if I go back and just press submit, this is then going to update that record. So you can see here that record has now been automatically updated. If I then also, let's say, add another status, so let's say option 2 and press apply, and then I could just go to this link instead. Of course, this is a unique link. Then I can go to edit submission again, and I can change this to option 2, press submit, and then this would update. As you can see, automatically the status option has changed. So hopefully you get the idea as to the way this works. You populate or submit form. You'll then be presented with this screen to make changes. And then also the email address that we've just, or the email automation that we've just created a moment ago, which is this one here, will also send them an email with their link. And in the email, we can say to view your submission, to view or edit your submission, please go here. It will then send them an email to the email address that they've submitted with a link, so they can either update it or view the data points that they've submitted, and then of course make changes, and then that would update on the board, as you can see. Now, there are a couple of issues as per usual. So with response editing, there is no way to delineate between the data points that can be edited and cannot be edited. For example, you see here we have the email address. If I wanted to, or if the end user wanted to, they could edit their email address, which would make an entire mess of things. So that caveat still exists in the sense that every data point that they submit can also be edited, which is very unfortunate. So we can't then restrict them from being able to make changes to their name or make changes to their email. However, we can allow them to use the status column and update the date column as they see fit, which is a bit of a frustration. The other problem is we can't then restrict them from being able to make changes. So once they've received their update link, there's no way of, let's say, after X number of days, stopping them from being able to make updates or changes to their submission. There's no way of turning it off either, because if we turn that off, we turn the entire form off. So there are some caveats, and that's probably where Superforms, which is a third-party app on the marketplace, will continue to excel. But there is also some benefit to this as well, for sure. Okay, so I think it's just a case of testing it out. Go to your form, go to settings. You've got response viewing, response editing. These are the two key data options that you have. If you just want them to be able to view it, we can obviously unselect response editing, and then they can just view the submissions or the data points that they've submitted. If you then also want them to have edit functionality as well, you can just enable that. I believe the links are the same, so the links don't change, so you can switch this on and or off as you see fit. The frustrating thing is they can edit any data point that they've submitted. There's no expiration date for the forms either, which again, a bit annoying. But Monday.com is making progress with these things, and it's nice to see that this is a feature that is now available, because I know many of our clients have always wanted the end user or the person submitting it to be able to make changes without creating a new record on the board, which has always been a pain. Superforms has always been the better alternative. And I actually might just walk you through that quickly. So if we go to the plus button in the top left-hand corner here and go to apps, and we're looking for Superforms, I've already got this downloaded. Now, if you don't, you can go to the three-dotted button in the top right-hand corner here and go to Power Ups, App Marketplace, and then all you're searching for is Superforms. And it's this one here, probably the most popular app on the app marketplace. Okay, now once you have Superforms downloaded, you can go ahead and add it to your board. This is the Superforms board, or the Superforms view, on your board. You'll see here that it's not too dissimilar from the main form, the Monday.com form. Obviously, there are some caveats to this as well. You have to pay for Superforms. It's outside of your Monday.com plan. You pay based on the volume of submissions per month, I believe. And then you have two different types of Superforms. You have insert, which is creating a new record, and then you have update, which is updating an existing record. And if you switch, you have to just confirm that you're happy to switch. The thing is with the update form, and I'm going to show you in a moment what this is you can go ahead and you can, let's say, restrict read and write. So you can say view only for the name. We could say view only for the email address, and we can restrict those two. And then we can have status as they can make changes, the date they can make changes. Let's say the update we want to just hide, so we can unhide that. The submission link, which actually relates to your Monday form, not your Superforms form, and I'm going to show you what that means in a moment. You can also, let's say, just hide. So now we've created the function where once they've submitted the form, they can only then make changes to the status and the date column, or however you see fit, whatever you like, right? Now, within Superforms as well, you have settings that you can run through. Again, this isn't a Superforms video. I just want to show you what's possible. The design does need amending because that blue is pretty hideous. So you now have the example board, the name, the email, or the example form, shall we say. Or let's call it update form, right? And I literally am just doing this for the purpose of showing you the difference between the two. So the example update form, you then have the name, the email, the status, and the date. But if we go to our fields, you'll notice here that the name and the email, like we've just set up, are not accessible to be changed. So then if we go to our main table, and what I'm just going to do is create a new link column. So we go link here, and I'll call this Superform link and just hit enter, then go to automate, and then what I would do is create automation. I'll just say when item is created, and what will happen is new automation options will be available once you download the Superform app, and just scroll to the very bottom here and you will see this Superform update per item. So when an item is created, then generate Superform link to the Superform link column with the text, and I'll just call this Superform link. Okay, so you will notice how remarkably similar the Monday.com function is versus the Superform function. Now, Superforms has been doing this a lot longer than Monday.com, so I imagine that Monday.com may have borrowed some ideas from Superforms. But essentially what will happen is when a new item record is created, so I'll call this example record, hit enter, then a new Superform link is going to automatically populate. Again, it's a unique link associated with just that particular item. And then you can do exactly the same thing. You can distribute that link via email once they've submitted it. And then this link will allow the end user to make changes, but only make changes to the data points that we've allowed them to make changes to, which is the difference between the Monday.com forms and the Superforms. Okay, so you then can go ahead and select option 2, select the date. If I then press submit, and then you will go back to our page number 1, you'll see that those changes have been made, and then you could access the link again and make changes. So if we would then wanted to change this to, let's say, AA, and then press submit, that will then update on the item, as you can see here. So you have two options: either Forms, obviously the free version, gives them access to make changes to anything. Superforms is more advanced functionality, restricting the editing of certain data points when they are updating a form. So on the Superforms, like I mentioned earlier as well, you obviously have the insert, which is creating a new item. So on the insert form, and all you would do is you just have a separate form. So you create a new form and it would be called the insert form. And then once that item record is created, then the new update form would be generated against that particular record. Then you could email it to them. So they actually work separately, whereas Monday.com works within one form. Again, there's more to this, but hopefully this gives you an idea as to what's possible. Needless to say, update functionality is available on Monday.com forms. It's free of charge. If you're already paying for Monday.com, it makes sense. There are just, unfortunately, a couple of restrictions to that. Hopefully this video has been helpful. I appreciate I probably rambled on a little bit. If you would like any help setting up Monday.com for your business, check out the link in the description below. Book a call with me. We can have a chat about how we could potentially help. Hopefully this video has been helpful. Any questions or comments, drop a comment in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.